And my name is Jenna, but you guys can call me Jen. That was a great voice crack thing. And welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the start of yet another weekend reading vlog. Hi, hello! This is yet another fun, special reading vlog because it's spooky season. I'm gonna be reading some spooky season-y books this weekend. I've got a bunch from my library. I actually have another one waiting in my library, but I had to work too late today to be able to go get it, so I'll have to go get it tomorrow, but that's okay. And we're gonna read through them for spooky season. Hopefully I will get like in a great and perfect world I'll get through them all, but tomorrow is quite a busy day because I have my friend's birthday in the evening. I have my live stream that I'm planning to do, and I have my lesson in the morning. So hopefully I can get like some reading done in the middle of all that, because I also would like to go to the grocery store and the library tomorrow. Like tomorrow's gonna be a day, and then on Sunday it's just gonna be a day of reading and relaxing because I really need that right now. I'm so tired and exhausted. What I'm going to be definitely 100% reading this weekend is Clown in a Cornfield by Cesare. I am going to be reading this because it is my friend's book club pick for this month. We were gonna have book club tomorrow, but one of my friends is actually moving out of province tomorrow, so it just doesn't work out very well. So we're gonna do it the next weekend, but I really would like to get this finished so I can get it back to the library. I actually am planning on finishing it like tonight, starting and finishing it tonight. Hopefully, at least. It's about 6 o'clock now, and I'm gonna start dinner after this, a very quick, easy dinner. And then two other options I have, as well as another library book, which I believe is In My Dreams I Hold a Knife. I got that one on hold. I have A History of Wild Places by Shea Earnshaw, which I'm not sure if this counts as a thriller. We're just gonna call it one. I don't know if it does. I know my friend read this and didn't really like it, so I'm intrigued to see if I do. We shall see. And then of course, because it's spooky season, and last year at this time I did a reading out of my comfort zone vlog where I read a bunch of thrillers, horrors, and mysteries, and in that I read a Riley Sager, my very first Riley Sager, and I really enjoyed it. So I picked up another one. I got Home Before Dark, which is going to be hopefully good. I know nothing about it, just that it's got home in it, so I'm assuming it's like a haunted house thing. We'll see how that one goes as well, but those are the three that I have right now. We'll get In My Dreams I Hold a Knife as well into this mix, but overall it's just gonna be a spooky weekend. First up, I think I'm gonna start listening to the audiobook of Clown in a Cornfield as I cook dinner, and then we're gonna see what happens later, but let's get this weekend started. I'm now on page 141 of A Clown in the Cornfield. We just had two back-to-back murders, and I thought we were about to have a third one, and this book is nuts. This book is nuts, because we're getting the like typical teen drama bad kid group that's like being chastised by their whole town for some stuff that our main character Quinn has like not seen or witnessed. She's just moved to this town, but she's somehow gotten herself wrapped up with them for whatever reason. I don't know. Like, I don't understand why she's still with them. They don't know anything's wrong yet, but we've just had the mayor killed and then one of the kids killed, who was like waiting for a ride or like waiting from a text for somebody to come pick him up from the party, but no one was answering him, and then he just got absolutely brutally murdered by a clown. Two back-to-back murders too, like the two chapters back-to-back. I wouldn't have framed it that way. I would have done that chapter when the mayor gets killed, then I would have done this chapter that I just read, which is when the group of kids is going to the party and they like see a friendo on the road, which is one of the clowns, and they accidentally hit it. Turns out to be a scarecrow, and it's like a prank, really super dangerous prank by one of their other friend group, and they're there. Then I would have put the murder of the kid chapter, because that would have been good spacing out to be like, oh, like where's this kid? Oh, like we said we'd pick him up later, or like, oh, I think he got a ride, or I texted him like 20 times and he didn't answer, but like whatever, his mom probably took his phone, and then we get the reason why he's not dead. Like, I would have done it like that, but anyways, I didn't write this book, so what am I saying? I'm enjoying it so far. I'm cursing myself for starting this book so late in the evening, because it's like 9:45 and I have an hour and 40 minutes left on the audiobook at the speed that I'm listening to it at. I'm gonna be so freaked out tonight. It's gonna be great. I also ended up watching this newest episode of Ghost Files by, Shane Madej and Ryan Bergara. I just had to. It's spooky season. They put up a new episode. It felt fitting. I watched that when I ate dinner. And now I have an old episode of Mighty Nine on. I'm rewatching the Mighty Nine just for comfort at this point. And it's good background noise because I know what happens in the campaign. brain, and when I tune in every once in a while, I like get back into it. I love D&D, as you guys know. I'm literally wearing a Critical Role sweater right now. I'm gonna keep going until I finish or I get too scared to keep going, because I am a scaredy cat. I love spooky stuff. When it comes to like stupidly love ghost hunter shows, they're so funny to me, and I love the element of like people going to investigate these haunted buildings, because I would never be caught in a haunted building. I have never gone into a haunted house in my life because I literally will pee my pants. I can't do it myself, and I will never do it myself. I'm just not that kind of a person. I don't like putting myself in the anxiety, but I like watching other people do it. I will also never watch a horror movie because something about the adrenaline, the possibility of jump scares, the music soundtrack, and like all of that wrapped into one of like storytelling, I can't do it. It is so anxiety inducing. I physically can't. So I am a not scary person kind of a person, but I enjoy occasionally reading horror-y, thrillery stuff, because with reading, at least you can like shut your brain off. Or you can close the page for a bit, or you can, I don't know, watch Mighty Nine at the same time to like counteract the scary. I'm the kind of person who also gets really into their head, hence the anxiety. So this is a really good idea to do. Almost 10 o'clock at night. Anyways, I'll let you know how it goes. This was batshit. What the fuck was this book? Oh my god. And if I thought that My Heart is a Chainsaw was a slasher, I was wrong, because this is a slasher. Holy man. Bathed in blood. These pages, insane. When you think it's about to happen, you realize you have like this much of the book left, and you're like, oh no, life is gonna die. And then you have this much of the book left, and you're like, why isn't this stopping? Why aren't they getting through it? It feels like the end. This is wild. I can see this as a movie so easily. Wow. Oh my god. Our main character was definitely a final girl. What a time. This book was wild. You gotta suspend your disbelief a little bit, but not like a whole lot, because it's essentially based on this hatred between the adults and the kids. Like there's the whole like at the beginning with the cop running the town meeting and like taking it over from the mayor and being like, we need to deal with this situation, we need to save our town, and we need to make Kettle Springs great again. That's literally one of the sayings in here, and it just a little bit close to reality, at least. Insanity. Truly insanity. It wasn't perfect. I feel like, as I said, it would be a really good movie, but it doesn't have the like depth of a good book, you know? Like we didn't get a lot of the backstory, we didn't get a lot of like the politics of the town. I don't know if this would have been better if we had just started with the kids who were in the town already. Like if instead of having Quinn come in as a main character, but obviously she's the final girl, so it had to be mostly from her perspective, which it wasn't. It did go between other people's perspectives and stuff. Jesus, what a book. Anyways, so I don't know if I pitched that book properly, but it's just essentially a like clown massacre. Think Halloween with Michael Myers in it, right? You know, that guy with the mask. This starts with kids going to a party, and then the party gets crashed by a killer clown that just starts massacring people left, right, and center. It's brutal as hell. The description's disgusting, but cool. But kind of low-key kind of cool. I think I'm gonna take a break from the spooky, and it is 11:30, but I'm not quite tired yet, so I think I might keep reading this book, which I low-key started this week when I was at work one day, which is the arc that I mentioned last vlog, which is Bindlepunk Bruja, Desideria Mesa, which I'm only like 12 pages in, but so far it was very good. So I think I might continue that to get a little bit of the spooky out of my brain as I continue watching Mighty Nine. If you want a quick, gory, brutal, tense, literally living on the edge of your seat, anxiety mode, read Clown in a Cornfield is where it is. Truly. I don't know if I will update you again tonight, but I will definitely chat with you tomorrow, so see you then. Hello friends, happy Saturday. I'm just kind of chilling here on my couch, looking like a little bit of a mess. Today's been just a gloomy day, both outside and internally right here. Guys, for some reason, the world just hates my brain today, but it is Saturday. This morning I had my piano lesson, and then I went to the library to pick up my hold and drop off a bunch of library books that I had here, and I I didn't have the energy or the spoons to go grocery shopping today, so I will just go tomorrow. That's fine. I'll just live today without snacks. I came home and I'm like kind of just chilling on the couch. I've got a episode of Mighty Nine on. I asked Instagram which of the 3 horror books or thrillery books I should read next. I wanted them to be like really quick about it. So like in 5 minutes, pick my next read. At the time, this one, which is my library hold, In My Dreams I Hold a Knife by Ashley Winstead, won out, but now I think Home Before Dark is winning. So I'm currently 31 pages into In My Dreams I Hold a Knife. It's taking me a little while to really like actually start reading this fast because I'm half listening to the Mighty Nine, because this is when Caduceus gets introduced, and I love Caddy's one of my favorite characters, if not my favorite character besides Jester from the Mighty Nine, but I'm into it. And this is giving me Dark Academia vibes. It's giving me like our main character's absolutely insufferable. She just really wants to like put up this image of perfection, which I find interesting. And so far what we know is that when our main character, her name is Jessica, was in university, something happened to their group of 6 friends where one of them was brutally murdered, and it like broke them all apart, kind of a thing. Now in the now, she's like a successful lawyer, all this kind of stuff, or like a successful human being. I don't know what she does actually. And she gets an invitation back to the homecoming or like the college reunion, so she goes back there. I'm yet to see her actually walk into Duquette, which is the area, but I think that's what chapter 4 is starting with, her walking back into the university. But it goes between the now, when she's going back to university, and the then, which is when like going through her college experience of like meeting her friends and making friends and stuff like that. So I'm assuming that they're gonna kind of like tie together, and stuff is gonna be intense over the girl's murder. And it says on the flap here, there's more at stake than the delicious envy of her peers. Not everyone is ready to move on. Not everyone can let Heather's murder go unsolved. In fact, someone has orchestrated the whole weekend to trap the real killer. As the weekend unfolds, they get closer to the truth. The group finds there was more than murder hidden among them on campus. But yeah, dual timeline, that kind of a thing. Love, obsession, ambition, dark academia. I'm into it. I'm gonna see how far I can get before my live stream at 1:30, which is in just under an hour, which I'm going to be doing with Amy. I invited Amy Prokopis onto my stream, who is a lovely friend I met on the internet, and she's an indie author. I wanted to invite her onto the stream because we were talking yesterday, and she asked me, she's like, oh, you're doing a live stream? I was like, yeah, do you want to actually join me and like be a face on my stream? So that'll be exciting to actually have someone to talk to face to face and like actually talk back to me rather than just in the comments. I don't really know what I'm going to be working on today because I have nothing that I'm actively writing right now. So I think it'll probably just be a lot of planning for me today for Aramount Book 2, which is what I'm going to be calling that until I decide on a project name. I have a project name, but I don't want to say it out loud yet because it's kind of the title of the book. But yeah, so Aramount Book 2, which is the second book to a second story companion series. It's like the beginning is planned out. I've like written it, kind of sort of planning like where things are going, the dual timelines, what things start with. So I need to figure out the arc of the story and plan it out almost in full today. It would be great if I could get it all done today. Not necessarily in like scene by scene detail, but like I want to know the arc of the story, and I think I kind of know where the ending is gonna be, and I kind of know like the dominant characters in this. It's just gonna be fun to explore that a little bit more. Anyways, I'm gonna get back to this, probably grab something to eat before the stream. I'll let you know how things go a little bit later. But yeah, reading In My Dreams I Hold a Knife. I might also start Home Before Dark because I know Riley Sager's books go so fast. This one's not going as fast as I wanted it to. I thought I was more around page 50, but I think that's just because I'm used to reading with audiobooks that make me go very, very, very quickly. And none of these have audiobooks except for A History of Wild Places. That one is on script, so I think I might save that one for tomorrow, potentially. Who knows? That's what's going on. That's what's up. Hello friends, my live stream has finished. Thank you, Amy, for hanging out with me on the live stream. That was lovely. And all of you who came and joined and chatted, lovely time as always. It is now 4:40, so I'm going to shower and get ready. And I think I'm gonna leave just before 5:30 because I want to go get like food, like maybe a sandwich or something at like Tim's. Who knows? What a lovely productive day. I ended up plotting, or at least not necessarily like scene by scene, but I did brainstorm a lot of scenes for Aramount Book 2, and I also did like trajectory wise, like start to finish, what happens in the story vaguely. So now what I'm gonna do is just kind of let that percolate for a couple days, and then when I go and type that up on my computer, I'm gonna try and do more of a scene by scene situation to make it easier for myself when I start NaNoWriMo to actually write without stopping, you know? Because that's like number one NaNoWriMo piece of advice, is make it as easy for yourself as you can to write without stopping, without interruptions where you have to stop and plan something. Or like you come to a point where like, I don't know what's gonna happen next. Don't let that happen to yourself. At least for me, that's what I do. I make sure that I have enough of a scene by scene by scene situation that I can I know what I'm going towards, so that definitely helps. Definitely helps. But yeah, so I did that in today's stream, which is a lot of writing, and through the writing of it, I've also like added sticky notes of things that I also need to remember and actually flow into the plot as well when I like start actually plotting it out. And when I came to the end of it, that last sprint that we had, it was like a little short little like wind down sprint. I started writing down a character list of who's going to be in this book, which is very exciting because that's helpful for me to have a like quick reference list for names, last names, and who they are and what they are as well, because it is a fantasy world. I need to know what kind of creatures they are, you know, what kind of beings they are. That's been today's live stream work. It's been good. I am tired. I've sent out a second story to a couple beta readers a couple weeks ago, a week ago, something like that. When I finished the draft, I sent it out to a couple people, and I'm expecting feedback by the 24th, which is exciting, or at least the week of the 24th. And once I have that, I'm gonna do, I guess, one more like edit through, but not like a complete rewrite, obviously. That would be too much work. And as I'm doing that, I'm gonna try and find an editor and start that process as well. I also have to pin down who I want to reach out to as a cover artist. I've noticed a lot of people's prices are way out of my range for cover art, or for just illustration in general. So having a cover actually illustrated is probably going to be very, very expensive. So I gotta put the feelers out as to what I can do for that. I had a moment the other day where I was like, what if I just draw it myself? And I'm like, I don't have the style or the skill to be able to draw it myself and that kind of a thing. So I need to just get in contact with artists and see who is willing to take on this project and who is not gonna like charge me thousands and thousands of dollars, because I just don't have the means to do that. I know like the art is worth that, which is also hurting me. Like all my friends are artists. I know what like the work they put in is worth the money, but I just don't have the money on hand to spend on a cover like that. So, and I want to like keep the cover artist for the future covers of this series, right? So I want to be able to find someone that I can sustainably keep as a cover artist. Anyways, that's what's up. I'm now fully leaning on my table. I am going to get ready for my friend's party and kind of just take a little bit of an easy little next couple hours here and then go to my friend's party. Very productive day. Super productive day. I love it. But hi, hello, happy Sunday, friends. I just got back from doing a little bit of running around with mom. I got some groceries. Yeah, it's Sunday today. Yeah, I wanted to pop in because I didn't really update you yesterday after I got home from my friend's birthday. Friend's birthday was so much fun. We had this thing where we've now done it 2 years in a row, but it is what my lovely friends like to call the Monster Fucker Book Club, which it's an annual book club. Last year we did Ice Planet Barbarians, and we ended up meeting and chatting on my birthday. This year we read Morning Glory Milking Farm. Just the title alone gets me. We ended up chatting about it at my friend's birthday, and she had this rule that nobody could come unless you had read the book. So all the boyfriends that wanted to come that were like partnered with my friends, they all ended up reading it. as well. And it ended up being such a fun night. We had discussions. I even took a clip of my friends. We were drawing a chair that's mentioned in it, and it's just wild. It was so much fun. We kept circling around to the book and talking about it more and more. It's honestly probably one of the most fun book clubs that I have ever had, and it was such a good night. It was such a good night. Other than that, I think I read to page 70 of In My Dreams I Hold a Knife, but today I think I want to start the one with the audiobook, which I believe is a Shea Earnshaw book, which is exciting because I would really like to listen to an audiobook today. And my brain hurts today, so I don't know how much concentrating I'm going to be able to do, but I have about an hour and a half before I'm going to leave again and go to Mom and Dad's for dinner, which should be lovely and fun. Also, I picked up this one today, which is this coffee creamer, which is a lactose free with the caramel macchiato one. I've tried the pumpkin spice one and it's very good. I still have some in my fridge, but I want to try this one to see how I like it because I love their caramel macchiatos. So we're trying coffee creamers that are specifically lactose free because your girl needs that. Got some coffee. I need that as refills. Some lactose free yogurt. I also ended up picking up some well-needed socks today because I don't have any good socks, and picked up 2 candles, which is very exciting and exactly what I need for my place today. Or not today, just in general, because I have this candle here, which is Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin, which is my favorite smell ever. So I needed a new one of that one because it's like halfway done and I will finish it fast. And I have this one as well, which is the 3-wick fresh fall morning one. And to me, it's a little bit strong when I'm burning it because I'm really sensitive to smells. So I don't burn it very often. But today I picked up 2 more candles. What a great angle. 2 more that will carry me well through fall and well through winter because I don't burn candles often and very long. But I got the fresh balsam because I know Mom's burnt it at home so many times. Just makes your place smell like fresh Christmas trees. So this will be perfect during the winter. And then I picked up a Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin, but a big one. Oh, it's my favorite. It's my favorite. But yeah. So that's been my day today. I think I'm gonna start a History of Wild Places today, just because I want to listen to something with an audiobook, because In My Dreams I Hold a Knife, it's good, but it's not gripping me, so I'm gonna slowly make my way through this. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do today, in this little bit of time that I have before I leave once again, and then you'll get a little doggo interlude with Bella. This one, I don't really know about it. So it's about Travis Wren, who has an unusual talent for locating missing people. Hired by families as a last resort, he requires only a single object to find the person who has vanished. When he takes on the case of Maggie St. James, a well-known author of dark, macabre children's books, he's led to a place many believed only to be a legend. Known as Pastoral, this reclusive community was founded by like-minded people searching for a simpler way of life, but soon after Travis stumbles upon it, he disappears, just like Maggie St. James. Years later, Theo, a lifelong member of Pastoral, discovers Travis's abandoned truck beyond the border of the community. No one is allowed in or out, not without the risk of bringing a disease, the rot, into Pastoral. Unraveling the mystery of what happened reveals secrets that Theo, his wife, Calla, and her sister Bee keep from one another, secrets that prove their perfect isolated world isn't as safe as they believed, and that darkness takes many forms. It might not be a thriller, but it's definitely something. It's definitely something. It just says, a twisting, engrossing delight, what a wonderful rabbit hole to fall down by Erica Swyler. It's a riveting atmospheric thriller, says Lainey Taylor. Fun. Anyways, I'm gonna start that, see how it goes for a bit, and I'll update you guys a little later. So I'm now about 100 pages into A History of Wild Places by Shea Earnshaw, and I can definitely say this is not a thriller. It's not structured like that. It has like the gentlest touch of magical like realism to it, because the guy that we start with, Travis Wren, he has like an ability to be able to find people through objects, and he like can see memory flashes through them, so it's like the gentlest touch of magical realism, which is really cool. And then there's also this like, I don't know, community hidden in the trees, which is interesting and not where I thought this book was going. I don't know, it is atmospheric, but it's not spooky, and it's not really doing anything for me yet. The writing is beautiful, and I'm intrigued intrigued by it, but we'll see how this goes. But yeah, 100 pages in. I'm off to Mom and Dad's. I gotta get gas first, but that's gonna be the thing. I also, when I was at the library yesterday, I picked up one of my other holds, which is Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater, and it's just sitting on my couch, and I really want to read this. I think I actually am the first one to read this at the library because it's untouched. It's a brand new copy. I really want to read this, and then I also have another romance that I really want to read as well. So maybe once I'm done a couple of these thrillers, I'll cleanse the palette with a with a romance. I don't know which one of these I like better. Of the two that I'm currently reading, one is very atmospheric and like foresty, and the other one is dark academia. So yeah, I'm off to my parents, so I'll catch up with you later. Friends, it is now a fair bit later. I'm here in my place, and I just finished In My Dreams I Hold a Knife, which was fine. It was just fine. Every single character in this is an absolutely garbage person, but the whole story was too slow and too winding, and it felt so over the top dramatic to be dramatic, you know? It wasn't like the best, but it was one of the things that I was just like, I need to know what's happening and what had happened that night. And it was so twisted and convoluted, and I think this was compared to A Secret History. It feels like A Secret History because, like, by Donna Tartt, because it's got the same like group of kids went to university, one of them was killed, one of them was wrongfully accused, now the truth is coming out, yada yada yada. But it just doesn't feel like, it didn't grip me really. I was intrigued to know what was happening, but it was just like mediocre. I think this is just like another reason and another proof that I just don't think these kind of books are for me. I think I'm gonna try, it's like 10 o'clock, and A History of Wild Places is not a thriller either. This one is, I guess, but it didn't thrill me in any way. It didn't thrill me. It wasn't like action packed enough. Like the characters weren't really in a like dire situation. It was just like they were being questioned by the girl's brother. Truths were coming up and people were blaming each other, and you were also reading the timeline before that was also a little jumbled. It wasn't like a straightforward timeline, and you're like, oh, poor Heather, she got absolutely brutally murdered. I wonder which one of these friends did it. It's intriguing and you want to know what happens, but it just didn't do it for me, so who knows what I'm going to end up rating it. Not very high. I could probably finish A History of Wild Places tonight if I really wanted to, just like power through the audiobook, which I might do just to see, or I might just watch TV. I really would like to also read the Riley Sager, but wow, it's almost 400 pages. Jeez. Yeah, there's no way I would finish that tonight with just my eyeballs. Yeah, I might try and finish a little bit more of A History of Wild Places just to kind of see if I like the vibe of it. I'm gonna try get to like page 150 before I solidly decide what's going on. I'm gonna take like a second, and I think I'm gonna get some like a snack or something and drink some water because my throat is very dry. But I'll let you know what I end up reading. I can't stop yawning tonight. Oh man. Anyways, I'll chat with you later. Hello friends. It's not that much later than I last talked to you, but I'm now on page 142 of A History of Wild Places by Shea Earnshaw, and I'm so bored. The beginning hook was so good, with the first part with Travis Wren having this mysterious talent for locating people and walking through the forest to try to find this woman who's gone missing. And then we just cut to the commune of Pastoral, and we've been with the commune of Pastoral now for at least 100 pages or something close to. And I'm so bored. I couldn't care less about these people. And like, I don't know what it has to do with anything. I mean, like, I can kind of surmise that the missing people went missing here, and like someone in the community got rid of them somehow because like other people in the community don't know who they are. These missing people, Travis Wren and this Maggie St. James person. I'm bored. I'm fully bored. So I think I want to put this down and I'm going to think about a DNF. And instead I'm going to look at the Riley Sager because yeah, I'm bored. I don't really care about like commune living, a family that has lies and is terrified to go into the forest, and I don't like it at all. And I've read a few reviews on Goodreads to see if anyone will spoil the ending for me, and no one's fully like told me if the mystery's ever solved, but like a lot of the reviews that are like 1-2 star that have spoilers tagged on them, they're just like, yeah, this was an absolute waste of time, it was absolute garbage, and like would give you reasons. So if you're interested at all, go read the reviews. But I don't know about that one. It's beautifully written, but soft no for now. We're gonna start with this one because this one I think is the truest thriller of the bunch that I've read, so I'm excited. We love the last Riley Sager that I read. I was into it. Ooh, all right. So you open it up, it's got Home Before Dark, and then you flip a page, and it's got a little like journal entry. And then you have another title page, but this is not the same title page, so I'm guessing it's a book inside of a book? Hell yeah, I'm into it. Hello, friends. Happy Monday. I'm popping in to say hey. I am just eating a quick little bite before I rush off to my next job, teaching, of course. I'm going to pop in because I've decided a few things regarding my reading. First, yesterday when I was reading Home Before Dark by Riley Sager, this book already so good, already so gripping. I love it. It is so good so far. I am 127 pages in. Riley Sager's book, his writing is so gripping. I love it. So what I'm going to try and do is try and finish this tonight in this vlog and wrap up all my spooky reads in one go. I'm hoping that I can wrap this up tonight. It shouldn't be that much of an issue because I read 127 pages really quickly last night, so this is the hope for when I get home from piano. But I've also decided officially to DNF A History of Wild Places by Shea Earnshaw. I'm just not interested in it. I couldn't care less about these people in this commune. Like, yeah, the writing is beautiful, but I just don't care. So I got about 40% of the way through. DNF, because I don't really care enough to keep going. Hopefully I can wrap up that Riley Sager tonight. I need to get myself ready and go. So I'll catch up with you a little later. And with a minute to spare to midnight, I did it! I finished Home Before Dark, and this is probably the best book I read this entire weekend. What is it about Riley Sager's work? He just knows. Prose, quick, snappy, drags you into the story immediately. This one actually didn't disappoint me as much as his previous one did when you get to like the final act reveal of all the stuff going on. Because this is framed as a haunted house story with the book that our main character's dad had written about their life for the 20 days that they were in this house originally, that framing of it and between every chapter was a chapter from his book kind of like explaining what the story was. His story was a haunted house story, and it was how they were being haunted by these beings in this house, and they were like slowly discovering that and all this other kind of stuff that like truly is such a cool story, and I really like the way that it was added in there. I like the way that it was added in there. And then we have at the same time concurrently our main character going back to the house and discovering the secrets of the house to see if this book that has plagued her entire life since she was 5 is true, because she does not remember a single thing from living in that house for 20 days when she was 5. Like, completely no memory of it at all. And so she goes back, and she's like a house designer, so her whole thing is that she's gonna go and like make it, like redo it and kind of get it, like, and flip it to sell kind of a thing, like restore it a little bit. But her like true motive is obviously to find out the truth of why her family left in such a hurry, like in 20 days, right? And this house has some crazy history of all these murders and stuff, but like you're gonna find that in any old house, right? All these murders, all these deaths, all these accidents that have happened. I really like this book. I, of course, am a little disappointed by the ending. Spoilers, if you don't want to be spoiled at all, I'm not gonna completely spoil the book. I wish this had been slightly supernatural. I wish it had been truly supernatural. But there is something almost comforting about the fact that it's just the monstrousness of humanity in a way that has caused all these awful accidents, and there's nothing underlying in this house. It's just that the house remembers, and there's like all this creepy ass shit that happens, and that it is just because of people. Even now when Maggie's back in the house, it's just because of people. It's framed so well that it does actually make you think, like, for a very, very long time that this house is haunted. And in a way it is, which I think is pretty cool. Anyways, my friends, that has been my weekend. I have read 3 books and DNF'd 1, but that has been my spooky book weekend. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you made it this far, leave me a little ghost emoji down below. I would love to see that for all the thrillery, scary, spooky books I've read this weekend. I read A Connor Cornfield, which I gave 3 stars. Wasn't very good, but it was definitely a fun time to read. And then I read In My Dreams I Hold a Knife, which I gave 2.5 stars. Really, that one just disappointed me like no end. It wasn't even a thriller to me. And then I DNF'd A History of Wild Places because I was so bored. And then this one, I don't know what I'll end up rating it, but it'll definitely be higher than a 3-star. So we love to see it. Anyways, my friends, thank you so much for hanging out with me for this spooky weekend. And I hope you enjoy your spooky season. I'll catch you in another video very soon. Stay kind and keep on reading.